If you're not planting these crops in November, you're literally throwing away free food that could be feeding your family all winter and spring. There's one crop on this list that most gardeners ignore completely, yet it produces more food per square foot than almost anything else you can grow right now. I'm about to show you 10 crops that thrive in cold weather, and 3 of them will actually taste better after frost hits them. Number 7 is the game changer that keeps producing even when everything else in your garden has quit. Stay with me, because missing this planting window means waiting an entire year to get these results. Welcome to Timeless Gardens, where growing your own food doesn't require expensive equipment or a massive budget. If you're new here, you've just found your resource for practical gardening that actually works in the real world. And to everyone who's been growing with us, thank you for making this community what it is. Your garden successes and challenges shared in the comments help shape every video I create. Before we get into these 10 crops, do me a favor right now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our planting guides. November is a critical month, and these crops need to go in the ground soon. When you subscribe and engage, you're helping other gardeners discover this time-sensitive information. Now let's talk about what you should be planting this month while there's still time. Here's what most gardeners get wrong about November. They think the growing season is over and put their tools away until spring. Meanwhile, experienced growers are out planting crops that will either harvest through winter or give them the earliest spring harvest possible. This isn't about extending the season. It's about using cold weather to your advantage. The crops I'm sharing today fall into 2 categories. Some will produce harvestable food during winter months. Others are establishing root systems now, so they explode with growth the moment spring arrives, giving you harvest weeks or even months earlier than spring planting. Both strategies put more food on your table with less work and expense. Let's start with the crop that surprises everyone. Crop 1, garlic. Garlic planted in November gives you massive bulbs by next summer, and it's one of the easiest crops you'll ever grow. Fall-planted garlic develops strong root systems through winter, then shoots up quickly in spring. You get bulbs that are larger and store longer than anything you can buy at the grocery store. Plant individual cloves 4 to 6 inches apart and 2 inches deep. The pointed end goes up. Cover with soil and add 2 inches of mulch. That's it. The garlic sits through winter, sprouts in early spring, and you harvest in June or July when the lower leaves turn brown. The return on investment is incredible. One bulb from the grocery store gives you maybe 8 to 10 cloves. Plant those 10 cloves, and you get 10 full bulbs back. That's potentially 80 to 100 cloves from your original single bulb. Each clove costs you nothing but a few minutes of planting time. Garlic also improves soil health and deterrs pests. Plant it around other crops as a natural pest deterrent. The strong smell confuses insects looking for their target plants. You're getting food and natural pest control from the same planting. Crop 2, spinach. Spinach loves cold weather and actually gets sweeter after frost. November planted spinach germinates quickly while soil still has some warmth, then grows slowly through winter in most climates. You can harvest baby leaves all winter or let plants mature for larger spring harvests. Direct sow seeds ½ inch deep and 2 inches apart in rows 12 inches apart. Water well after planting. In cold climates, cover with row fabric or a cold frame. The plant can handle frost and even light snow. As temperatures drop, growth slows, but the plants stay alive and ready to resume growth with any warm spell. The key is choosing cold-hardy varieties. Look for names like Winter Bloomsdale, Tai, or Space. These are bred specifically for cold weather growing and handle frost better than summer varieties. A single packet of seeds costs $3 and gives you months of fresh greens. Spinach in grocery stores is expensive and often travels hundreds of miles before reaching you. Growing your own means fresh greens step from garden to kitchen in minutes. The flavor difference is remarkable, and you're saving money while eating better. Crop 3, fava beans. Here's the crop most gardeners ignore, and it's a huge mistake. Fava beans planted in November produce enormous yields in late spring, right when regular beans aren't even planted yet. They also fix nitrogen in your soil, improving it for whatever you plant next. Plant seeds 2 inches deep and 4 to 6 inches apart. They germinate quickly in cool soil and grow slowly through winter. The plants can handle hard frosts and keep growing whenever temperatures rise above freezing. By spring, you have established plants ready to produce. Fava beans give you multiple harvests. Young shoots are edible as greens. Immature pods can be eaten whole. Mature beans shell out like lima beans, or let them dry on the plant for storage beans. One plant gives you food at several stages. The nitrogen fixing is a bonus that saves you money. After harvesting, cut plants at ground level and leave roots in soil. They decompose and release nitrogen for your next crop. You're growing food and fertilizer simultaneously without buying anything extra. Crop 4, kale. Kale is nearly indestructible in cold weather. November planted kale establishes before hard freezes, then produces leaves all winter in many climates. Even where winters are harsh, kale survives under snow and resumes growth immediately when weather warms. Plant transplants or direct sow seeds 1/4 inch deep and 12 inches apart. The plants need space because they get large. Water after planting, then let nature take over. Kale becomes sweeter after frost as the plant converts starches to sugars for cold protection. Harvest outer leaves and let the center keep growing. This cut and come again method means one plant feeds you for months. A 6-pack of transplant costs maybe $5 and provides greens for November through May. The grocery store equivalent would cost you hundreds of dollars. Kale works in everything from smoothies to soups to sautés. Having it fresh in your garden means you actually eat it regularly instead of buying it with good intentions and watching it rot in your refrigerator. Crop 5, lettuce. Cold, hardy lettuce varieties planted now give you salads through winter in mild climates, or super early spring harvests where winters are harsher. Lettuce handles light frost easily and grows quickly during any warm period. Broadcast seeds thinly over prepared soil and barely cover them. Lettuce needs light to germinate. Keep soil moist until seedlings emerge. Thin plants to 6 inches apart and eat the thinnings. You're harvesting from the moment seeds sprout. Winter lettuce stays crisp longer because cool temperatures slow bolting. Summer lettuce turns bitter quickly in heat. Winter lettuce gives you weeks of perfect leaves from each planting. Succession plant every 2 weeks for continuous harvests. The varieties matter tremendously. Look for cold hardy types like Winter Density, Arctic King, or Rouge de Hiver. These handle cold that would kill summer lettuce. A packet of seeds costs $2 and gives you salads for months. Quick pause here. If you're finding these crop recommendations valuable, smash that like button right now. It helps other gardeners find this time-sensitive information. Drop a comment telling me which crop you're planting first. I read every comment, and your feedback directly influences future videos. Now let's talk about the crop that keeps producing when everything else quits. Crop 7, Mache corn salad. This is the game changer I mentioned at the beginning. Mache tolerates harder cold than almost any other salad green. It grows actively in temperatures that put other crops into dormancy. Where winters are mild, it produces continuously. Where winters are harsh, it sits under snow and bounces back instantly when snow melts. Direct sow seeds 1/4 inch deep in blocks or rows. Seeds germinate in cool soil and plants form small rosettes of tender leaves. Harvest whole rosettes or pick individual leaves. Either way, you're eating fresh greens when nothing else is growing. Mache has a delicate, slightly nutty flavor that's perfect in salads or as a bed for other foods. It's expensive in stores when you can even find it. Growing your own means having a gourmet ingredient for pennies. One packet of seeds provides months of harvests. The cold tolerance is remarkable. Mache survives temperatures that kill spinach and lettuce. Having in your garden means fresh greens regardless of weather. This alone makes it worth planting. Crop 8, onion sets. Onions planted from sets in November get a huge head start on spring. They establish roots through winter and shoot up immediately when spring warmth arrives. You harvest full-size onions in May or June, beating spring-planted onions by 2 months. Plant sets 1 inch deep and 4 inches apart in rows 12 inches apart. The pointed end goes up. Firm soil around them and water well. The sets sit through winter, sprout early, and grow quickly in spring. Sets are more reliable than seeds or transplants for fall planting. They're essentially tiny onions ready to grow. One bag of sets costs $5 and plants a significant row. Your return is pounds of onions months before anyone else has them. Early onions are valuable because stored onions from last year are often sprouting or going soft by late spring. Having fresh onions from your garden when everyone else is buying expensive grocery store ones feels amazing. The flavor of freshly harvested onions beats storage onions dramatically. Crop 9. Radishes. Radishes grow incredibly fast in cool weather. November planted radishes can be ready to harvest in as little as 3 weeks if conditions stay mild. Even if cold weather slows them down, they'll be among your first spring harvests. Direct sow seeds 1/2 inch deep and 2 inches apart. Radishes germinate quickly even in cool soil. Thin to 1 inch apart when seedlings emerge. Water consistently for best flavor. Dry soil makes radishes woody and hot. The speed of radishes makes them perfect for teaching kids about gardening. Plant them now, and even with slow winter growth, kids see results quickly enough to stay interested. The fast payoff keeps young gardeners engaged. Radishes are also useful as row markers. Mix radish seeds with slower germinating crops like carrots or parsnips. The radishes sprout first, marking the row so you don't accidentally disturb it. You get 2 crops from the same space. Crop 10. Broadleaf parsley. Parsley planted now establishes through winter and produces heavily in spring. It's a biennial that grows, leaves the first year, and flowers the second. November planting gives you months of harvest before the plant flowers. Plant transplants or direct sow seeds. Parsley seeds germinate slowly, so transplants give you a head start. Space plants 8 inches apart. They form large rosettes of flavorful leaves that you harvest by cutting outer stems. Fresh parsley beats dried parsley in every way. Having it growing outside your kitchen means you actually use it regularly. The flavor it adds to foods is worth far more than the minimal effort to grow it. Parsley also attracts beneficial insects to your garden. The flowers, when they eventually appear, feed predatory wasps and hoverflies that control pest insects. You're growing food and supporting your garden ecosystem simultaneously. These 10 crops all share common traits. They tolerate or thrive in cold weather. They give you food when most gardens sit empty. They save money by producing during months when fresh vegetables are expensive. And they're all easy to grow without special equipment or expertise. The key to success is acting now. November is the window. Wait too long and soil freezes or gets too cold for germination. Plant now and you're set for months of harvests. The work is minimal, but the return is substantial. You don't need to plant all 10. Pick 3 or 4 that appeal to you and get them in the ground this week. Even a small planting gives you fresh food and saves money. Build on success. If these work well, plant more next November. Before you head out to plant, make sure you're subscribed to Timeless Gardens. We share practical growing advice year-round that keeps your garden productive without breaking your budget. Hit that notification bell so you catch our next planting guide. If this video showed you crops you didn't know could grow in November, share it with your gardening friends. Your recommendation helps spread practical knowledge. Comment below with what you're planting this week. I genuinely want to hear about your garden plans. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Now get out there and get these crops planted while there's still time. Next spring, when you're harvesting fresh food weeks before your neighbors, you'll be grateful you acted now. I'll see you in the next one. Happy planting!